Um, Now I will try to speak about something that I call pragmatic completion, and that revolves around terms such as communication maxims, Paul Grice, as I've already mentioned, implicature, also Paul Grice's contribution, the implied value that is not explicitly mentioned in the text, but can be deduced from it implicitly. That's why the term completion, the process that leads to filling in this void, or that what's been left unsaid by the author, and also experience that again can be understood as a sum total of all that is in the reader's or perceiver's mind, that has been there amassed or kept in his memory, long-term memory, short-term operational memory, thanks to what he or they have been through, all the instances of their perception moments, always till the concrete moment of up-to-date or actual perception that has amassed there, and that helps them to organize the data, the stimuli that are being perceived by them, obviously in by means of their mind. There are names such as beside Paul Grice in the field of sociolinguistics or social behavioral studies. Quite importantly, in the field of literature theory, it's Hans Robert Jauss and Wolfgang Iser, two German theoreticians. Wolfgang Iser is arguably mostly renowned thanks to his concept or term of implicit reader, that basically speaks for itself. I mean, that is the recipient that deduces the implied information, of course, beside the explicitly put in, beside of what has been explicitly put or expressed by the author in the text that he is receiving, very simply said. And Jauss's term horizon of expectation basically refers to the reader's experience with which the reader enters the process of being exposed to the author's text, and that again, as we've already said, or as I already mentioned, based on this experience, equips with sense in his mind, and in such a way gets the meaning or puts due stimuli into due contexts, and based on that, combined with his experience, with his with the expectations that he has, both in terms of his experience and of the general context and of the text coming in, he deduces or formulates for himself the corresponding meaning. Of course, both these authors, maybe also Grice and others, who is, however, not, or never, at least I've never found that he would mention him in his works, talking about Umberto Eco, who worked off a lot these topics. Obviously, Eco's literal theory was one of the Eco's most preferred or important fields of expertise or focus, while where a clear connection or drawing up to or following up the what Jauss and Iser laid basis to can be identifiable in Eco's works. Interestingly, either very few references or none, I haven't found any, to Paul Grice is there, even though in my own opinion, at least, I mean, Paul Grice really nailed it, so to say, in his definitions. He relatively concisely, but very convincingly and very exactly. That's what I think. That's what I mean. He very exactly defined the taxonomy, defined the structure of what we are talking about, what the limits, what the cornerstones, what the main points, points of reference, main points of interaction are, or terms, and term them in this whole process of interaction or communication that is ideally in the hypothetical Platonic ideal situation perfect, that is fully according to the conversational maxims, or in the real in any real situation is obviously imperfect, because nothing is fully perfect at any time, and there basically we're already sliding to the implicatures that are sort of implied imperfection of the otherwise theoretical perfect world or interaction, communication situations according to how they would have been or would be according to conversational maxims. So basically conversational maxims and implicatures are, again, two sides of more or less the same coin. One is the Platonic ideal one, never existing, but the one we're striving to, or let's say communicatively cooperative participants of interaction should be, would be, or could be striving to. And the imperfect, the more or less either implied or defamiliarized, be it voluntarily or naturally, daily practical conversation, even literature, artistic production is the other real realistic outcome of version or texts.